Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. I will never get nobody name up. They was like, they was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that the parents, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning and said, we know you gonna put them hairstyles. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said I am. I'm going to put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with it. Okay. Rocket, cold. But look who they said that was Crockett. You got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
He's attacking our whole national show. It ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest race. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding him up.
But he black. No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said I said, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty of times. I laughing too, shit. But hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, are they trying to use stuff for content? I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I wanted to say. I was watching one guy, I was looking for his video, and he was talking about like in Chicago when they raided the hotel, and I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex, but and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is, what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides, but these was the ones that the Democrats had, and when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
What it do? What it do? Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. How y'all doing on this gracious? What can I say today is? Because it's gloomy.
Is it Monday?
Yeah, it's Monday. It's Monday.
It feels like a messy Monday.
Why would you say a messy Monday?
Hey, listen, I live in D.C., so it's the only way to kind of capture everything that is happening in these Hunger Games streets.
Oh, y'all got a Hunger Games out there. We do too.
Oh, no, I need you to speak French on that. We got a Hunger Games. I'm speaking from the Thunderdome. I'm just a simple messenger with a fro from the Thunderdome that announced recently that we'll be trying out the Hunger Games.
So what they do to y'all that y'all came up with? Because they didn't already hit us. We ground zero.
No, I'm talking about your president. Your president, man by elected devastation, said that they wanted to do a what they call it, an athlete scale. I forgot the name. Maybe the chat can help us out. But basically, they're going to take two athletes, one boy, one girl. Mm-hmm. You know, in MAGA, you must define it between the two, and bring them on out to DC to do some athletic challenges. And may the odds forever be in their favor. So a lot of people are saying, you know, that eerily sounds a lot like the Hunger Games. Which if you add the fact that, you know, we already fighting for food, we already fighting for clean water. Yeah. So when I talk about Hunger Games, I need you to you know, invoke your inner Frenchman and say we may be participating in the Hunger Games.
Well, we is. Well, I'm just gonna say, well, we are. Both cities are. Well, at least y'all know who running y'all city. We trying to figure out who running here because that's the title. So, who running Flint? As you can see, we kind of spruced up a little people because that's not how they all look in real life. You see, we had the mayor himself, we had the state rep, we have the president of city council. Well, the state rep is his wife. the gracious damn, what's the state rep? Cynthia Neely. Talked about her so much I couldn't even remember her name for a hot second. Cynthia Neely. We got the President Liddell Lewis that's been imported by way of Prince George County.
Thank you
And
very much.
then we got the sneaky Davina as the clerk. Now, them four key players right there in the city. I'm trying to figure out who running it. We say the mayor, you know what I'm saying? But we say that the state rep, she's a beautiful lady. They say she's a sweetheart. She this and that. They, people who know her call her Cindy. I just call her state rep. So they say she this and that, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen. They said she went down and she gave a quote that was there and they're powerful, as when they was writing the Constitution. How she was trying to get her money, get that money back allocated to the programs who needed that $8.3 million. She gave a speech out of a statement in the paper. They said you could have took her back down and she was fighting like Harriet Tubman.
Damn.
Allegedly. But good morning, meat freak, Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis. Shout out to my Gaddis clan. Gaddis Barbershop down in Los Angeles. We got Slick Rick Gaddis, Nicholas James Gaddis Jr. We got the preacher son in the building. Common Sense, what it do? Lena, Concrete Jungle, Cassandra Scott, Karen Malone. Thank you. I ain't going nowhere. We wouldn't let you go nowhere. Georgia Boy, top in the morning. Hassan Hinchback. Thank you for tapping in. You see what Lena said. Do something spectacular, then I might notice you. I'm trying. Carolyn Hendricks in the building. Common Sense, cut the crap. Terry Nixon, I just threw my cup away. Thank you for tapping in. Kobe Fatty, thank you for tapping in. Crystal and Gaddis. Give my shout out to my Gaddis clan. Sheila, thank you for tapping in. We got Beverly Biggs Levy in the building. Denise Cousins, Sharisa Dumas, Wanda Smith. Parisian, let me see. What's that? Parisian. Hold up. Oh my goodness. Don't worry about it. I gotta get him situated 1 second. It's always somebody on here. I gotta go ahead and let him know that you're out of here.
The 24 states is the real.
Yeah, he just got his 24. Persian version, What's up, No Games? Thank you for tapping in. I cried. Constance, thank you for tapping in. I ain't been doing nothing but crying from that game. But, we back now, family. We back. I got Yogi in here. We're going to try to figure today out. I don't know how we're going to get it done, but we're going to figure it out. One shape. Okay, I'm in the right chat now. Rife Runner, thank you for tapping in. Hope Beasley. Salty Chef. Big Ann Gaddis. Okay, but now, who running D.C., Yogi? See, we trying to figure out. I put up, who we think is running Flint.
Oh man, listen.
What's up, Blind Intelligence? This Raphael Bird. That's my Mississippi people that tapped in. What's up, Kenna? We just trying to find out who running Flint, but who running DC?
I can't tell you exactly who's running DC. That would take me to get the big conspiracy tinfoil hat out to break that all the way down. Because it's not about DC today, but I'll give you a little thing. So we going through. Remember on the Titanic when all the rich people were trying to find the rafts and they was hitting and splitting and locked the in the basement? That's what we living in real time right now. Yeah, all the elites are finding all the levers to hit, and we stuck on the boat. So currently, we still have our mayor that's running things, and I say our mayor because she's getting ready to. She found her raft, so she's not running again for 2026. She's up out of here. We recently had the walkout ceremony. I don't know if people are familiar with that in police terms, but our police chief, Pamela Smith, has resigned, and somewhere in the hours that we're together, I'll try to go look for her exit speech because it was the talk of the weekend. Because she had some real inspiring words for those who are now trying to place her in a scandal, saying that she was creating an atmosphere that was fudging the books. We had problems with that at first. They said our numbers, our crime rates weren't adding up. especially when we were going through our takeover initially on August 4th. I remember it just like people remember January 6th. I'll always remember August 4th because that's when we started getting the National Guards and things here. So, yeah, it's been a battle. So we don't have our chief of police. It's questionable about the person who they put in her place. I forgot the gentleman. I'll be nice. His name. But he has some history of protecting the January 6th insurrectioners. They got a nice video of him in the safety of their arms. So that's a little concerning for us as DC residents. And then, our council has got some holes in it. So we joining Flint with the fuckery, We're trying to figure it out.
The reason I'm saying that because we trying to figure out. I know a lot of us say the mayor is, but you would think. And good morning to everybody who just now coming in: Bubba Gaddis, Jones, Elizabeth Gaddis, Sharon, Christian Jamerson, Kenneth, Donnell Meredith, Sweet Cupcake on Break, Reverend Gladys Gaddis Long, and Sheila. Thank y'all all for coming in. Reason I say that because we say the mayor, you know what I'm saying, who running things, because we looking at these as all his friends is on the boards. Because that's why I'm asking, because like we heard that the clerk office supposed to be independent, but it's somehow, in my humble opinion, and how I'm saying, it's like the clerk office is, you know what I'm saying, is running in conjunction with the mayor office. Because it could have been more people we could have put on there, but I just put them four because you got the president of the city council, you got the clerk office, you got the state rep, and I know but I'm just saying, far as Flint, we trying Tasha Lynn, thank you for tapping in. Alita Murray, good morning, thank you for tapping in. And Reverend James West, Jim Gaddis, shout out to my Gaddis clan. And Kobe Fatty, thank you for tapping in. We just trying to figure out, and Miss Karaja, thank you for tapping in. Because I'm like, we can say, you would think, like how you said, your mayor and city council. I'm trying to figure out, because it seems like it seemed like the mayor running it. You would think that. New one, thank you for tapping in. But then we hear the mayor, when certain people had conversations with him, say, but it is true, he can't do nothing without the majority voting block in council. He can't move nothing without him, as he say. H. Sprague, good morning. We got Michael Cooley from Greenwood, Mississippi, 662, point of order. Keep pressure on Davina. Diabolical. And good morning from the rest of my Gaddis clan. I'm just trying to figure out, though, because Davina could have stopped a lot of this madness. The clerk office can stop a lot of it, as far as this residency.
What would that benefit her to do that? In part, and every now and then I use this hand in spaces because it got a little more power than my actual one. You see so every now I use it as a thinking tool to try to connect the dots and everything like that. So it sounds to me that if people have power that they're not exercising, the bigger picture behind it is worth kind of supporting. I don't know. I'm just a lonely person that stays in the chat, and I'm just saying that I'm just, I'm trying to figure these things out too. Because in here, when people are not exercising their power on purpose, it's because the power of the purse is more important than the power that they have. So,
right now, because I'm just looking what New One said. Real power is never seen. The mayor is the front man. That's why I put him. That's why I put them up on there for that reason, right there. We just going back because Davina. I know I was hollering a lot of times that Davina wasn't right, but to me, her hand got short. What's up, Michael Jackson Jones tapping in from East Orange, New Jersey? What up, Alan L in the building? Because when the councilman of the first ward made that mistake when he voted for Miss Biggs and Dennis was able to switch his back, Davina didn't just only hesitate. She went along with the vice president of the second ward, Andre Holland. Thank you for tapping in. She went along with stopping it too. And then her and the city attorney went in the back and came back out, and they let Leon change his vote.
Sounds diabolical to me.
And now let's get to the election. She knew a certain individual that he goes by the name of 21. She knew he didn't stay where he stayed at. And they all let it go. I mean, even you got people over at the over in the county. They they wouldn't really. I ain't gonna say no names, but a lot of them didn't want to say. But what the clerk did say from the county said if it was some things he did speak out against. Oh, Matthew got us.
I like that song. It's a great song.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, because like they got the people mad at who we are mad at, the mayor, state rep, Davina. We got good reasons. What's up, Derek? Thank you for tapping in. We got good reasons to be mad at Big Pimp in Texas in the building from Houston, that is. We got good reasons to be mad at the councilwoman Liddell. I'm just saying, people gotta. Right. Look at Miss New One said Candace jumped up so fast for that illegal move against Miss Biggs. Right. I'm just because the reason I'm looking at it, the reason I'm saying that is because we get mad at these people in these places, right? But how are they able to do all this and ain't no repercussions coming back?
Well, here's a few theories if you're asking. If not, I'd just like to give a little 2 cents.
Come on with it.
So I learned a little term called land grab, right? And I'm not quite sure if this is that specific thing that's happening in Flint, but according to a few of the details in it, it sounds like you could be experiencing something close to it. So once again, I'll do my due diligence to bring this terminology to life of what land grab is. Give me a second. But to speak to the thought, so a land grab, long and short, is basically when a region decides that they want to take a certain ownership of a particular piece of land, and they make it they take away all the resources, right? Like they take away job options, they take away they mess up the water. It basically makes the land inhabitable, so that they can do what they want with it. And I know that there are certain movements now that are happening when it comes to data centers. So, like when I start hearing pockets, cities having these spaces, I wonder how long it'll be before data centers are on the docket of coming in as a new way to restart the economy. So, I don't know. I'm gonna let you speak to that. Maybe let the chat think about it. I'm gonna go look at the actual terminology for land grab and see if we can maybe pin some things together.
Felicia Martinez, thank you for tapping in on this gloomy Monday. Karen Malone said you nailed it, because you can see as you see as stuff going, like AI is the future, whether people agree with it or not. So supercomputers, as they trying to bring this in, is the future. I mean, where do they put most of these places at anyway?
In low income areas that are considered not to be an asset to the naturalized economy. And then also, I just for those word nerds like myself, I got it for you. Make land grab. It's a noun. It says an act of seizing land in an opportunistic or unlawful manner.
But they've been doing it. Like if you just go back and look at the St. John's area, there's no more St. John's area here. Debbie Clark, good morning. One half of the Wonder Twins. Thank you for tapping in. So it's real, and I agree with you, Cam Hardy said data centers will not create jobs. They will only raise our electric bill. But it would do for them. See, we got to understand this is big business. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, even though we going by, hey, Alan, it is, it's not to be trusted. But now we here. Oh my goodness. Deborah Luna, thank you for being a member for 10 months, beloved. Thank you. But see, they know this, but this is why they putting it out. See, they did I-475 land grab. That's what it's. I mean, they can pick and choose what they want to take, whether you like it or not, because they will have people in them offices that will vote against your interests, but for the people who paying them interest.
I mean, you have to also think about it. Consider this, right? And I don't want to monopolize it in case there's another branch of conspiracy that can be added to this story, right? But it just the trend that's happening city to city, state to state, and there's a few requirements, right? Like I think Flint already has a poor water quality, and there is a huge like resistance from communities because that is what most of the data centers create. It worsens the water quality. So in this case, when you have a small pocket of town that's located in Michigan, it's already dealing with bad water, which also goes into possibly the air quality, right? You already have lack of businesses that are generating revenue for the community. You already have an educational system, and this is just me reviewing from some of the conversations I've sat in here in the chat. You already have an educational system that's not technically producing the type of population that they consider to be an asset. So when you run through that millions of dollars that Flint officials are now trying to spend to zero, it only makes sense when we ask questions about who's really in charge and why the people who are in charge currently are not fighting as hard as the residents who are being impacted directly. That would be on my conspiracy theory guest list. That like the writing's on the wall. They really don't see where they can fight big business and big policymakers, and so now everybody's trying to get as much money as they can so they can hitch their little buggy. I remember on the Oregon Trail, they used to throw everything on the cart or everything that they had, the last little bit of pans, and they move on to the next town. Sounds to me that this is what's happening in Flint. But once again, I live in the District of Columbia, and we got a similar battle with different players. So just count this to my 10 full throw.
For sure. We got Felicia Martinez. This that East Coast by way of New Jersey. She came with Mickey's Roll Call, sponsored by Kyra Harris Bolden for becoming the first Black woman judge to join the Michigan Supreme Court. Congratulations. Gonna have to make that work. Then we had Blind Intelligence said, you think the supercomputer going the future? No, sir. Like AI and the data that you give it and they store it. Yes, they do. And we got Deborah Luna, the lovely Deborah Luna, missed her Sunday ties with the $5. Thank you. You ain't never late, Deborah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let me see what new one said. Flint is also the intersection of I-69 and I-75. It says AI, this from Alan. AI can use your image and voice making anything, even placing a crime. No, they can. When I saying that, how they did the Tupac, like some of my people that's not longer here no more, that's gone with the ancestors, it's like, wow, like, yeah, they can create a scene and you think people not going to believe it's you?
They held a whole concert with the digital image of Michael Jackson. So anything is possible with AI.
Yeah, and I'm looking what Derek said. The question is, what data is being collected?
Oh man, Derek, listen, it's a wonderful documentary that's currently on Tubi. If you can catch it before they realize it's circulating, it's called The Cost of Convenience. I talk about it all the time. Ever since my professor made us analyze it, I have not stopped yapping about it. So it talks about very much so what we're trading off for the cost of convenience of being able to pull up the information right away, and not have to go to a library and look through thousands of books. See, back in my day, I'm old enough now I can say that. Back in my day, you used to have to go to the library for your encyclopedias and spend all day, maybe the next one, just to find out one answer to one question. But now you got it in the palm of your hand, and it's costing all of us a lot. So yeah, if you check it out, Derek, and you come back through to the chat, let me know. We talk about it.
I'm looking at this right here. It says Deborah Luna, seeing that Cine crew installing their new camera, Averill and Davidson, right by Metcalf store. Wow.
I'm telling you, y'all got Amazon Fresh stores down there yet, Nick? Anywhere near the area? Maybe not in Flint. We got them here. Where now it's a thing where you just wave your hand or something like that, and they know who you are. They know your biometrics.
I'm not for sure. They probably got them in the D, but I don't think they got them here yet.
Okay, word. Yeah. I know y'all got that nice grocery store up and running there. So.
Merck 76, thank you for tapping in. The Sherry Allen in the building. Good morning. Let me tell you something about that. Trevor did send me a video. I gotta find. It was a guy. You know, they saying the Flint water is fixed, and they was talking about the grocery store. Good morning, C Wiz. Honor, C Wiz said, "What's the name of that movie again?" You was
First
talking.
and foremost, don't disrespect me. I love Honor the pieces, but I
Oh,
am not Honor. Okay? And see, wait,
Yogi G. I'm
the name of
sorry,
that
Yogi.
movie was
I'm so
The
sorry.
Cost of Convenience. The Cost of Convenience, and it is on Tubi. Tubi.
I need a cussing out. You're right. I am so sorry about that, Yogi G. I just that
Oh,
coffee hit different. It burnt my lip to go up. It hot. But I see what you're saying. Who just put that up there? Let me see that. Let me see who put that. A blind intelligence. No. It said all data is collected with AI every time you enter any information. Facts. Let me see. Tony Terry. No, I get what you're saying. That's why in Big Leroy Gaddis, Rose Hill, Mississippi, Trevor Lamont Gaddis. Thank you all my Gaddis clan for tapping in. Michelle Smith, thank you for tapping in. You and your husband. This what I was finna say if I lose my train of thought with that
grocery store. Travis sent you a video.
how they spreaded it. It's like, and it's crazy. I'm gonna get the video because she sent it to me. I'm gonna get the video. But for them to think that the water is fixed, you got to think these people didn't pay. You know what I'm saying? They put money out here to quiet this fires on the outside. That the thing is fixed. That's why I'm like, who running Flint? Because like I see what you're saying, fires with Nicki Minaj when it did. I was reading a comment from Tony Terry. I get what you're saying, but your mayor, your state rep, your president, your president of the city council, and your clerk is no different than Nicki Minaj. Most of your people, your blacks that you see getting these positions is no more. They no different than Nicki Minaj. We just think they different. Anna Grimes, Berry Hill, thank you for tapping in. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. We just think they different. They getting paid. They got to report to somebody. Oh, thank you, Fatty. No, we do. You gotta. They think when you get up there, and I've been saying this like even with the Boule class. You what is Detroit Red 58 got? It's like even with that grocery store, but the water not fixed. Like it's like they give you this, okay, we're gonna give you this. People still got bad water. Then they with the checks coming out. People looking at them $1,000 checks and know that the IRS got to get there. So let's just say it's 600, 650.
What you gonna do with that?
That's it.
You were paid, so you just say you get the G, right, and
Yeah.
then you get taxed on that, right? So like you said,
Yep.
you might get a cool 650. So
Right.
650, I'm just doing DC math. Apply as needed to wherever this location is for you. But 650 won't even get us a good month and a half of groceries, let alone repairing water lines. And then you got to talk about the health component of it, where you got to now try to get your body straight because the effects of dirty water. I don't need to
Yep.
explain to the choir here what's happening. We hear it, even though we're not living it. But here in DC, we might be living it. We just ain't got the news yet. But like your kidneys, you got family members dealing with cancer, and that is expensive. It's coming as somebody who was a former student of building and coding in the medical field. We did a case where for a pacifier, a lady got charged $2,500. So can you imagine? I can only imagine.
Well,
Uh,
let's
mm,
just say they don't. Okay, I'm looking at often common sense saying surely the checks are not taxed, and then you got Trevor saying the direct payouts are not taxed, but the interest is. Well, let's go with this. Let's just say they get that $1,000. How far you think that $1,000 gonna go? And you only get it, and that's for if you owned the house. Now, what if you didn't own it? Then even the checks coming for what they say 1,000 to 100,000 that you gonna get. How many gonna be in that 100,000 range? How many are they doctors gonna say this was what's wrong? How many of them took the lead when you had to take the lead test that they was doing? How many people really went and did it? Then even getting that, what's 100,000? I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure it out. And I'm looking at it like, because all of them, because I was saying, I'd be looking at social media. I'm looking at different people. Oh, the mayor ain't did this and that. He didn't have to go settle for that 626 million. That 626 million.
That would sound
He
like
didn't.
bad luck to me.
He didn't have to go do that. He could have went like the former mayor did. The one that he has succeeded. What Dr. Weaver was saying, she wanted 1.3 billion. He went up there and did the cut, but it makes me think now, because I don't know if you're familiar, like Flint did have an emergency manager at a time during the Rada crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Dr. Weaver came in, and with her administration and that council, they got rid of. Okay, said the mayor didn't settle. We did. He just encouraged us to settle. Well, I sure will. Blind intelligence. I'm looking at it like, don't you think he should have fought harder? He shouldn't have came back. To me, it's like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Who running Flint? I want to go back and try to find out who running it.
I mean, it's not in my mind, right? We know common sense is not common often, sadly. It's not hard to see that. Like, how do you have a huge population of people that are still showing up, willing to be possibly thrown into jail and be raided by their own council to keep elevating that? Listen, the water is causing harm. It is not clean. And then you still have a mayor that's sitting here that's like, I don't know what they're talking about. It's great. Like the controversy or the contradiction, enough is just, it should be enough to show you that whoever it is that's making the decision, they are all of the same mind that they're going to let the population just die out before they admit that it needs more help, because then that means more eyes, that means more accountability, and then people will start asking the question about, well, we gave you money, what y'all been doing with that money? And nobody wants to do that. And then also you got to think about, the time is right for supervillains right now. There's no better background than having the administration that we have for all of these dastardly deeds to happen unchecked.
Right.
So, I don't think the question is about who's running it. It's more about how are you going to stop them from doing what they're going to do. And for those who watch Real Housewives franchise, once upon a time I used to, there's this little saying that the lady Sheree said, "Who gonna check me, boo?" And it seems to me y'all in the "who gonna check me, boo" kind of moment, especially when you got your own, not attorney general, you say your governor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got your own governor that's sitting up here just flowing the lies off, right? And now it's devastated Michigan as a whole, Flint specifically, so bad that they're not even putting no more money into this because they're just like, it's said and done.
No, but what the Republicans did was a smart playbook.
Yeah.
You said your governor was running around saying the water was fixed. Your mayor running around saying the water was fixed. So why is we sending money up there if the water is fixed?
Well, here's my question, Mick. Right, I get it. Once again, to the chat, I am slightly new to the chat, right? And I am coming from fresh eyes of just some of the things that we battle with here in DC, and then also some of the things that I've watched some of my fellow organizers battle in other cities and states. So I'm asking these questions from a wholehearted place. So don't tear me up in the chat. But is it such when we don't have things that our government are not willing to part with, we get creative and we start creating these solutions within the community. And I know that I've asked this 1,000 times, but I'll ask it 1,000 more just for the chat alone. There was a scientist by the name of Moses West. And can you tell the story again about what happened with this water filter? So Moses West, chat, if you don't know about him, I implore you to please look him up. He's a Black scientist that has created a system that draws condensation and turns it into drinkable water. And it has been used successfully in remote locations, like in Jamaica. They've got certain cities and states that are now trying out this machinery. And it has been very helpful with at least giving a solution of how do we take people from unclean water situations until it can get fixed unilaterally. And it's my understanding that Flint had something like this. And Or am I messing it up? Tell the story, Mick, if it's true or not.
No, they had something like this. It got destroyed.
Mm.
Well, it got sabotaged. Let's say sabotaged. Somebody came and messed it up.
Was that a city investment, or was that like the community coming together and putting dollars together?
I think he came here to help.
Oh, so he gave it on. No, I mean, maybe not the free ski, but like he was like, I'm not going to go business mode on y'all because it's
Yeah,
really.
he probably came up here. He probably came up here and he seen what people who come up here to try to help what happened. All he
Mm,
got his machine just messed up.
word. But so wait, so now what happened to the machinery? Where's the machinery? Is anybody
Took
like?
it back. He probably said loaded it up. Let me get up out of Flint. And have we heard from him, y'all? Can anybody say have we heard from him since then?
I like to know seriously, because like in my mind, while if I was a Flint resident, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that most of us are watching because we envision ourselves like, if I was in Flint, what would I do or what could I do, right? And to me, I'm really interested if the chat could help out. Like, has anybody heard anything about this? Have they like tried to reach out to him again? Because that's the priority, right? To get the people access to clean water.
But see, that's why that's why I say who running Flint. See what Mark Hutchinson, right? I remember that his machine got destroyed immediately and he left, and I didn't blame him. He was like, he was like in danger. That's what I'm
Mm.
trying to take. See,
Hmm.
she's crafty three, like the title. Who is? Good question. I mean, you would think. I'll give you another one. I want to say it was Anthony Browder. Is you hip to him, a historian?
No, hit me up.
I wanted you ain't hip to Anthony Browder anyway.
I might be, but let's pretend for the chat
I'm just
it may
saying.
be that we
I'll give you an example. He
Okay.
came up here. What's up, K. Buford? And you would think black mayor. You would think this brother. He ain't no. He ain't no. No radical or nothing.
Mm.
He would have got paid for coming up here for what he did when he was invited to come up here. Guess who held his money up? Your black mayor. The one that's in right now, allegedly. That's what they say. He didn't want to pay him. So, like, when you come here, like, and when you see how they do, why would you come here? Look at Jed. It's like you're not finna Anthony Browder, if I'm not mistaken.
Or
Am I saying?
Moses West, depending on what part of the conversation you tapped into, Deborah.
Yeah. If you talk about the fires, the water, it was Moses
West, yeah.
West, and I was talking about the scholar Anthony. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. I got my phone right here. Let me go.
And Derek, I just want to shout you out for giving what I was talking about with the Amazon market a name. The proper name is Just Walk Out Technology. We were talking about how now you don't have to have anything to even go grocery shopping. If Amazon got anything to do with it, you could just walk out because they already got your metrics. They already got you on the books. So you just go in and grab what you need and come on out. You're still gonna pay for it. Now it's not like a large grab, but yeah.
Okay, Anthony Browder is an author, publisher, cultural historian, artist, and educational consultant. He is the founder and director of IKG Cultural Resources and has devoted 35 years researching ancient Egyptian history, science, philosophy, and culture. That's who. Ask him how he feel about coming up here. Let me see what new one said. Maurice Davis was hollering this out, but wasn't nobody paying attention to Maurice because we got on that, and people should have paid attention to that because he had to go meet Trump. You got to deal with whoever in power. That's what I don't get. We got this new stuff, and Maurice talked about this. This book, read Demolition Mean Progress, for the background on who really runs Flint. The people who run Flint don't live in Flint. That's why I put them on the front because, like you say, America loves a villain. But you know what they love better than a villain? A created hero, a savior. See, because you got to look at all the chaos that's going on now. You don't think they got their person in the background they can see? I'm not. I'm thinking that's probably who it was down there on Meadow. Don't let me lie to you, but I'm thinking it is Moses West.
This Moses West, you go on this Instagram.
Yeah, facts. It says most black. This coming from Allen. Most blacks and brown politicians have been compromised, contaminated by master language, black skin, white brain. And I think what it is, because you would think him being a black man, it really from this mayor coming in, he hear the cries of the people. I put plenty of times whoever he having a conversation with when they telling them this ain't, but he can easily say, and it don't fall on him because he know he'll get somebody else, not him, because believe me, he want to stay the mayor, but they'll get somebody else. They know he create. I don't think he understand he was probably gonna be the fall guy when they put him in. Meaning like you, what we finna push through. We're gonna need you to do it, and you're gonna have to get us. You're gonna have, as long as you get your voting block, and we'll give you the resources to elect the people that you feel you can get in there. That's what Madge was talking about, that dark literature, because you got to think, even before he had got in and got the juice that he got now, who was backing him then? Who was paying for his people? Because Mays ain't just hollering about the dark literature; he was hollering about it when the second ward got in there. The third ward when he got in there. I don't know if the fourth ward was in on it because I do think Mays was helping the fourth and the eighth ward to get elected. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know. But then once he got in and he did get the juice and that 94 million came in, it was gonna be hard to stop him when you had the back and be, like I say, that residency. Really, if the clerk office dealt with that residency, we wouldn't be having the problems you having right now. So it's years of people saying they lived here and didn't live here. So to me, I'm just saying, we can look at the mayor and them. To me, they just the puppets. Even with Davina, if you don't think you think, just answer. I mean, I don't know. I'm not that. I'm not no political savvy, but in any other place. Do you think the city clerk, wasn't getting in trouble for approving these people, knowing they didn't stay here, and saying they stayed here and didn't stay in them houses running? Wouldn't they get in trouble?
I think where the money resides, if the money was plentiful and flowing in that space, absolutely not. They would definitely get a handle on that.
Yeah, I mean, because we mad at the state rep, right? Or we saying like how the state rep and the mayor, how they be want to, like even with this money, you saw the mayor was showing up when Dana Nessel came down, when they was talking about the checks, where the checks coming out, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff. They want to take credit like with the checks coming out, you want to brag about it, but was they getting paid to even mention that the checks was coming out? Because when we was down there, when me and Brother Elliot was down there at that meeting, when they was trying to figure out how to get the information out to the different people, were these people using their platforms to get paid to talk about this was coming out? This is how we can get this out. I'm just trying to figure it out, because if you coming out saying, like, could the mayor come on there and say, man, like these checks, that money ain't nothing. Even getting 100,000 ain't nothing. 26,000 people was approved, and over 100,000 was poison.
I often ask in this space, because DC is still heavily melanated. Still have a heavy melanated representation in our leadership spots for now. Mm-hmm. And so when I come into like certain conversations, I'm always looking at it from a scale of Martin or Malcolm, right? And who's needed for what. And I think that a lot of people have taken that spirit of Martin and it has devastated us. That they call it respectability politics, where if you learn how to dress it up, you learn how to speak so well, you learn how to curtsy, that people will give you the things that you're looking for. But I think that when Martin was assassinated, anything that was associated with that was an option for us to utilize as a way for us to be respected and still get the things that we were looking for got blasted out.
Mm-hmm.
And so now people that look like us are using that same theory of being uh, less militant or liberated to like the prime real estate is to like deceive the people. And that's what it seems like is happening right now. Like, of course, because they black and they understand us, they gonna stand up and call it out. But then we know that that fear aspect from watching
Mm-hmm.
somebody who played their game, who did everything that they needed him to do to calm the people, still wasn't even respected enough and got taken out of here when he even remotely started to shift close to the theory that Malcolm X had, which was create your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hold your own people, hold us accountable for how we showing up for each other, and then it'll help you realize that like it makes us more unified in how we holding America accountable for the things that we got going on now. Um, so I think in saying that, like we just gotta start figuring out that like actions speak louder than words. You can't you shouldn't be asking who when they showing you who they are and who they're interested in protecting. So now the question is, what are you gonna do? Like you can
Yeah.
you can meet the wizard, but that doesn't make the wizard go away. It
Listen,
doesn't make the wizard go away. So now like I
they meet the wizard here. Them jokers be ready to sell out.
oh man.
It's just because, like I said, you would think that having a black mayor, how he seen, like I like how you seen your police was sick on the seniors. It ain't that they been getting sick on the young ones. Let's be honest.
True.
But when you were seeing how you was sick them on you sick them on a poor class, and all these people were saying they just want more. We want able drinking water, able to, you know what I'm saying, take baths and clean water. They not asking for a lot, but because they mad because they getting called out, I don't think people would be mad if Flint had clean, safe water. I'm not just talking about in certain parts. I'm talking about the whole city. If the roads was better, if the school systems was better, you know what I'm saying? It's so much. I mean, what's wrong asking for safe schools? What's wrong asking for safe neighborhoods? What's wrong asking for your roofs being done? What's wrong asking for the water? I mean, like they acting like having water, clean water, is a crime.
It
Like you,
seems to me that it's nothing wrong with asking for it. It's just the timing is bad. They already made up their mind what they're going to do with this area. And the people who are in place right now are just crumb snatchers, if you will. They
yeah,
just there to get up, get as much as the money, because somebody still got to do the work, dirty work. Okay, the
yeah,
man already done stamped this fate on Flint. Once again, I'm just a chat participant. Don't eat me up. Okay, but it
right.
seems to me that the man upstairs, the wizard, has already made his verdict on Flint.
Yeah, he
And
made it.
because they were in the room when that verdict came down, now they know the plan on a larger scale and they just trying to grab the money and save those closest to them. They take care of a little bit of people. I don't know how I run in Flint, but here in DC, what they do, right, is they give a little narrow access to a small community that looks like ours. The ones that are sitting here saying, we don't have this or we don't have that, right? And they give all the things that we say we don't have to that small population. And then when they got press conferences or they got meetings with developers, they bring all of those little paid people to the thing. And then they be like, we love it. I don't know what they talking about. Just the other day, the mayor gave me an opportunity. Now my son got a job, mine ain't got a job, but that's only 1% of the other 99 that's
Sound like
sitting.
Flint.
That's what I'm trying to
It
tell you.
sound like that's what I'm saying.
The only thing that changes for this playbook is the location and the players. Other than that,
Yeah,
it's pretty standard, and it's been running since like the 1930s. Or if you watch that Dave Chappelle
Netflix special was
special,
good.
maybe 1909. You know, you started back
Yeah,
then. So like,
no, because who we mad at? I'm just saying, in Flint, who we mad at? Who you see us talking about? The mayor, state rep, Davina, that's the clerk,
mm-hmm.
the president of the city council,
The
that's
full
Liddell,
4
The
million.
vice president of the city council, that's Candace. The councilman in the first ward. Then we talk about Blackfoot, the only allegedly the only native on the council.
Mm. That's 7, right? You got.
Yeah, I'm saying them the ones we talk about.
Don't they got like that invoked my old church girl? I ain't seen her in a while, but isn't it something like the 7 deadly sins? You can make the association between the two.
Yeah, and we can't forget about the Mott Community College. Now that's a whole nother topic right there in itself. That's a whole nother topic by itself. You know what, Mark Hutchinson? If you could get him to wake up, I don't know how to tell you to get him to wake up.
I don't know. I'm just saying, Mark. I'm just saying, I'm an outsider looking in, and I gotta stay on my tinfoil hat. Gotta stay strapped. I'm living in the nation's capital, man, and you don't never know what hands moving. It's like being an endless. You know that cup game where they be like finding pebble 24/7. We around here like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? We get told lies every day, man.
Right. And that's the point that I'm saying on that reason right there is because when you look at it, they paying them people. You don't think the mayor wanted to take that money for nothing. You don't know what deal he might have got told, hey, you're going to get over there. He want to be the mayor, but you don't think he got political aspirations to move up. It's just to me, they probably can put him in some other places. To me, it was like, the mayor was like, man, let me go get my money. Everybody getting their money. He the only one I seen that, because I was thinking about this. I was having a conversation with somebody. Was Neely one of the strongest mayors in Flint? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I don't know if any other mayors had the connections that he didn't have down in Lansing. Did they have
what year did Neely come in?
2019.
What was happening around Flint in 2019?
The water. They were still the issue. That's when the election. That's when I'm listening.
Was it any big deals happening prior that would have affected Flint? See, when you from a historian context, like you gotta start 2 to 3 years before and 2 to 3 years after to really figure out what got you to that particular place in time of the question of like why was it Neely and how did he get it? What was happening that he needed to bring over the hump? Because we gotta think about it like that for us in DC, especially when it comes to the stadium, right? Like Muriel got here in 2015, and what was happening before that is her predecessor was leaving, and they were still working on the stadium deal because RFK had got shut down, and that was one of our biggest projects that was bringing in revenue because DC don't get money off of people coming in and out outside of business. So we got to make sure big business is happening in order for us to get paid around here. And so that's how she ended up staying from 2015 to 2025, and her last big thing was she got that stadium pass, and now she's saying she's not running in 2026. So something similar to that would be a good way to try to maybe point you in the direction of how y'all got stuck with Neely or why he even came into the play in the first place. I don't know. I've been in this a long time, so
I don't know. You might have to look at some 3 letters, KWA. So you might have to look at that. I don't know what Dr. Weaver was doing. That listen, this woman seemed like she wasn't doing nothing but staying in court. Her 10 years. I mean, the 3 or 4 years she was in there, it seemed like she was. Listen, even in the year she was running, she was getting recalled. She won the recall. Let me go see what Mark Hutchinson said. Remember, Mickey Stanley was in office for 10 years and he was lying on and taken out. Weaver was taken out. Those were strong mayors. Neely selling now. Neely not strong. He is useful. That's why I was asking, because he got the backing of Lansing. You know what I'm saying? When you see Weaver was, like I said, they was on that. That's what is so sad that, as you can see, and I remember Threlkel saying this. He told me this. He was like, that's why he against recall. He said he was the one of them. He said that had him believing that Mayor Stanley was needed to be recalled. He said he didn't understand it. He said he was all for it in the beginning. He said, but when he went to the meeting, he said, I'm seeing us, wherever they was having the gatherings back then. He said, like, yeah, he gotta go. He said when he looked, he was like, damn. He didn't say damn, because you ain't gonna really hear him cuss. He was just like, because I don't want somebody to say, Mickey said you was cussing. He was just like, he said he was for it. Then when he was saying all the people, and then he went to talking about the other mayors we had in. He was like, even with Wayland, even with like some people, it depends on what side of the aisle you was on. If you was for Williams, for Don Williams, and then when I just forgot the one that the water was up under. Like to me, and he was like, we didn't go at them how we went after our own, and I understood what he was saying. He was like, we had even people. I'll be honest, he was just like the whites. He said they didn't. It seemed like they didn't want no black mayors in there. From the conversation we had, just to break it down, he said, but they didn't cause all this fuss and all this stuff when we had the white mayors. Yeah, Dane Walling, Mark Hutchinson, and like I say, Dane Walling. You would think. To me, it's just like even with Snyder. I'll give you an example with Snyder. I don't know how none of them people was even able to, you know what I'm saying, to be in any position of power when you seen you poison the whole city. Like even Dana Nessel, like you came in, when she did her job, she was posting. Them people was not supposed to get convicted. And only thing was sad about it, when we look at folks like me and you do a crime, we're gonna get convicted
immediately.
Jaywalking, you can go to jail. But you mean to tell me you poisoned a whole city that had over 100,000 at the time?
We'd be lucky if we made it to trial, Nick.
Let you go poison somebody's water supply, and let's see how they would look at you. And it's like, and they all right with it. It's like really they all right with it. And that's what's sad about it. It's like you got people coming down there, but he got people in there who didn't care. I mean, just look at Liddell. When you seeing people counsel, and that's why I didn't understand, like, y'all voted for LaShawn, which, you know, allegedly somebody with a good damn penmanship wrote a lot of them in, allegedly. But for a person to get in that you got this just show you with this mayor, how arrogant, but he's a smart man. You went and got this person house fixed, and she wasn't even in but ambassador at the time. Before she was even before she was already the councilwoman, she was getting her house fixed. How can people be looking? That's kind of selfish. I'd be like, man, let me at least get 2 or 3 people in my ward, or maybe 5. Let me be honest, I'd have tried to get at least 20 to 30 people in my ward got their roofs done too. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I would have tried to get their roofs done. Then I would have went to at least one of the brothers that's in there. I'm gonna just tell you the individual I am. Like allegedly what the councilman did in the first ward. He took his 30,000 and fixed it. I'm not mad at him because the system will let you do this. You went and fixed up your property. I'm not mad, but me, if I would have got that ward money, they told me 30,000. I'd have went to somebody who I know, and I just say I'd have probably went to one of my homeboys. Only one I know right now. I'd have probably went to D Croc like, hey, can you give me a ticket on? We need these roofs done. See, I would have did that to somebody who I know in the city that can do the work. I would have hired him. He might have said, hey man, give me the 30. We can do 10, or we can do 15 rubs. You know what I'm saying? Depending on, like, I would have tried to. I would have did something like that, and would have got with the person in just say the first ward. If I'm second ward, hey, when we use my man over, let's give him some business and get some of these houses did. Like that's what you would have thought that these people would be doing. But see, these people will see you out at the club, Oh, see you want, oh yeah, want you to get their people to vote for you. But what is you giving back? That's what I'm saying with the mayor. You couldn't put say 200,000 or like a half a million before the money got low. You couldn't go to the people that's telling you what to do. Hey, man, we're gonna need a half a million. We know you're gonna get this whole 90-some million, but can we at least take a million? And I can get some of these, I got to get my people get these roofs fixed in the city. Do this. I'm not saying you could have did all of them, but you could at least did maybe 20 houses in each ward. You never know what you could have got done.
I mean, even it sound like the opportunity to just include your youth in that project would have been there. Because like here, it's about apprenticeship, and we got programming where people are teaching our youth different skill sets to bring back into the community.
Right.
Like if you're a roofer and there's a apprenticeship process, you start introducing the kids into the skill set, and then you take them on projects in the community so they can start working on some of these roofs. And then when you got outside donations happening, then that goes into buying the supplies so that you can continue doing the roof work house by house, community by community. But that is action of people who actually care about rebuilding community, not continually sucking and leeching the soul out of it.
Yeah, but see, this is stuff. But see, when you ain't got people who not negotiate for you, see this, you got people doing it for themselves. Mays tried to tell them, but they were so against him when he said, "Listen, each ward should get $1 million." But see, a person couldn't see it because they, oh no, a person gonna do this. Yeah, the people stole the money anyway. So why wouldn't you give up $1 million now?
And here he is says only 9 million left in the general funds.
Hey, we finally got that, huh? That's why I can't wait, Yogi. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't wait because again, they're showing us that really you can go in there and vote. I'm not telling people do not vote. Go vote where they can't BS you. You see, it said that's kind of what's happening in Grand Blanc on student training. There's so many ways they could. Do you see right now? That's what I'm saying. Homelessness, this poverty, what they got us going through, they ain't trying to fix nothing. Believe me, I believe the same people that's controlling. This is my humble opinion, and I could be wrong. I do believe the same people that's controlling the mayor still got control on the other side. To me, it's like it's control opposition. They got their villain and they got their hero. They giving you both.
But here's a question, Mick. Grand Blanc, I hear y'all talk about that often. Isn't that where half of y'all kids getting bussed out to for education?
Yes.
So it sounds like they kind of building up Grand Blanc to be like the new hottest space to be at, right?
No, they don't want you out there. They
might not want you out there, but it sounds like that's where most of the investments are going to.
I mean, you know what? You might be on to something.
I only ask because, like, once again, I gotta go off of how they gutting us here in DC, right? Like, our predominantly Black areas, they give us a narrative like, we it's crime ridden and drugs and everything like that. So now we got over policing is happening. They are taking funding out of our schools, but giving us, they started to funnel money back into it little by little. But that's only because the Wahites have been complaining about us taking up too much space in their part of town, and they want us to go back to our part of town. But we're telling them that the quality of education isn't compatible. So, like, what you want to do? So now they're working on the system for that. And then they done raised the housing market over here and the quality of life. We got food deserts over here. So the same way I described how they initiate land grabs and they make it inhabitable enough that people will start either moving on their own or they start dying to their conditions. Once again, it sounds a lot similar to what we're experiencing on our side of town, as far as them trying to like beautify it. But you gotta get rid of people. You just can't ask them. You can ask them to move, which they've done to us too. They've given people like a little bit of money. Told them, hey, if you leave temporarily, when we finish rebuilding this, you can come back, but people can't afford to come back because they didn't count for that part. So then that's how they've gotten rid of people. They've heightened up the crime rate, so that we're not able to take care of ourselves in that space, and we fighting each other. So I'm just, once again, connecting the dots.
Let me do this. Let me do it correctly. Cicero, thank you for tapping in, good brother. And thank you for all y'all who woke up with us this morning. And the teacher lady says that families choose Grand Blanc, they have to provide their own transportation.
Mm.
I mean, but if you look at the Flint schools, what school you really want to send your kid to in Flint? You gonna go Southwestern? You see that incident of you got parents on Facebook saying they ready to take their kids out. You gonna send them to Carmen? That's on the outskirts. That's in the township. That's not in Flint.
Yeah.
If you gonna send them to Powers, you got the money to pay their tuition to get them there, and they only gonna. I don't think they letting all come in there. I'm just saying you damn there, like. Well, they building a new Flint school. They building a new high school. You know what I'm saying? I just don't believe up under this current school board leadership that they got.
Mm.
And I get it. If they saying the superintendent, it's just hard for me. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not impressed. This superintendent. If they is saying he's scared because he worrying about his job, shit. You done been there 6-7 years now. I mean, how much more do you want before you start standing up?
No, Mark, I'm very clear on what's happening, and I do believe, I know the history of Flint. Even though I'm just getting into the chat of 810, I have done my due diligence to look up Flint and the history of Flint, and I understand that it was a very thriving and jumping place. Same thing for DC. What I'm speaking to is what you put is that yes, these spaces were thriving spaces, especially that had predominantly black faces. And so when we talk about land grabs and who won it, they know the value of the land. That's just how the nature of business models go, right? Even if we don't know it, we know the value of the land of a different place of being a community that's building on that land and connecting on that land. They got a totally different kind of viewpoint on what value is. And so that's why I was making the connection of like, so now they're bringing all of these spaces to Grand Blanc, it sounds like, so that they can continue the actions of land grab for Flint, so that they can be able to come back to it and create it in the way that they want it to be with the people that they intend to be there. So that's why I'm just like it just sounds like that, and then I know it's not helpful to being solution oriented, because once again, I'm not a resident of Flint. I can only ask the residents of Flint what their experience has been and have they tried certain things. But I just hope that this makes the connection that this is just not indigenous to Flint. That's why a person like myself from the 202 can come in here and be right on track because we experiencing the same shit.
For sure. Thank you, Timothy Colson, for tapping in from Pearson, Georgia. When you're looking at new ones, the FCS graduate students with fourth grade reading level, diabolical, and that's a fact.
Yeah.
But then they want to say they doing the job. I mean, it's so messed up. That's what I'm saying. We could have put the superintendent up, but then if I had to put the superintendent up, I was gonna have to put the school board president up, the school board vice president up. It's like and then listen. Well, me and Brother Elliot, I'll be at the next one in January. So y'all see me the first Saturday in January. I'll be at the library again to see to listen to who they finna send from Lansing down here. That's finna fool the people again. Cause that's basically what it is. Then I wanted to hear, cause I was waiting, cause I'm just there being an observer. I wanted to hear them say that the water not fixed. And I know reason they didn't get to hear because Miss Taylor wasn't there, because Miss Taylor would have been hollering it. But see, they got the people were so fixed on, the check's finna be released. We finna get this money. I never seen where, like, what is it, since 11 years. They waited and they using this to say, like, this gonna quiet the people down. I think you're gonna have more unrest of people when they really seeing how they finna get, they done got worked. Like I said, I'm not the expert on it. I'd be telling y'all all I just know, whether people don't want to believe it or not, or how they want to take it. I done lost plenty of family members from cancer.
Mick, can I ask you a question? This is from my organizer catalog. Have y'all ever had like your actual doctors to come down and testify at council about the devastations that they're treating?
Not that I know of. If it was not that I know of.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I don't think. I mean, I done heard some people say their doctor did say the water did some damage, but I can count on one hand.
I mean, sometimes for our population, we can get some of our doctors to come and put on record that they're actually like having these challenges with being able to suit the need of the community. If there's any organizers in the chat, and that hasn't been a thing, then maybe you might want to get down to your doctor's offices and see if you got any brave MDs that'll come and say it to the face of the council members. Not saying it'll make much of a difference because I seen y'all dastardly deeds. Y'all dastardly five, man. That's a whole new bracket of supervillains.
What's up, B. Marie?
Yeah, no, I was just wondering.
Hey, listen, blind intelligence. They can lie. I done seen people that say something and get in when they get in that seat, it'd be a total different thing. I'm just saying, like, if you go read Jordan Sheraton book, man, whether you take it on face value or not, whether how you want to take it, I don't think. Well, you just know how politicians is, point blank. They gonna deal with whoever bringing money in. If the devil himself showed up, pulled up with a Brinks truck and opened the back of it up and said, hey, 30 million right there. But before you take it, this is what you got to do. What you think a person going to do 9 times out of 10? They'll tell you they love God and everything. They love Jesus. But let the devil come up there with 30 million. And let's see how they'll change. That's why you having problems right now. I'm being honest with you. When they want to do that test the water. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I say, that brother Art be up on it. As far as on his water, when you saying how he out there, now he talking about, now they saying there's an uptick on far as kidney disease popping up. But I'm just saying. Let me get this fool off of here real quick. I see some people, you just got to put them in time out. I mean, yeah, I just sometimes they be coming in just super hard.
I see.
Yeah, now you see when I tell you when they coming straight in. So you gotta understand when you getting paid. Like a person gonna take that money. Remember, it was 2 men named Jesus on the cross. Well, I'm gonna tell you, they love them dead presidents. That's why they be going so crazy. That's what they want to see. They be. I'm just telling you. You had your mayor come on to show you how diabolical he is. He come on with them crosses on because he playing on the people's psyche. He a Christian. It's just how they use religion, and I understand what the minister was when he was saying. He never was saying the people. He was never calling the people dirty. I mean, the religion dirty. He was calling the people that was practicing the religion dirty. You know what I'm saying? You go hide yourself behind your religion. Because he have a cross on. First thing gonna come into a person, oh, he go to church. Oh, you say a scripture. You see how easy we can be misled. We'll think because this person show up and then who sit up here and give this, and and we don't be understanding when we say you give a person validation. Your pastor, what they finna do? You finna see every politician finna be welcomed with open arms in these churches. Open arms. They finna be welcomed with open arms, and ain't nobody that pastor not finna preach gonna say nothing about can we get the water fixed. You might get some who will say that every blue moon, but they only gonna go so far. They not gonna bring up how many people that loved ones that been lost, how many people been diagnosed with cancer. If they probably did that Tracy Jones, they'd probably shut the whole Flint school system down. They ought to do that. I don't think they do. Let me put up here what Tracy said. Has anyone did a survey on the reading level of the students that left Flint in a 10 grand blank Swartz Creek reading math level and took the money head count? You don't, I mean, you will never know. Oh, blind and said, yeah, they do think they holier than thou. My bad. Yeah, they do think they holier than thou. Let me see what this says right here. Let me go with this. What's the blue bottle? Oh, that's my Lions cup. I'm still gonna ride. Oh, Yogi.
Saratoga water. You know, I don't trust the water around here either. They try to tell us it's clean around this joint too, but I keep reading articles saying that we been polluted. So no
Right.
thanks.
Tell you it's clean till you got a keloid on the side of your head. Like, oh, that's nothing.
No thanks.
We got a new experimental drug that'll take that off. Then you got one on your back of your neck. Then they'll tell you, you know what? We'll come up with one for that one too. Don't worry about it. But in 2
Nobody.
years, blow your kidneys out, destroy your liver. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, that little fine print at the bottom. Let me see what new one said. Yogi, think APAC and Flint. Some entities control Flint politics, just like the lobby controls both sides of Congress, Democrats and Republicans.
Listen, if you ever heard of the Koch brothers, you ever heard of the Vanderbilts, all old money. Here's another one for your study list. If you care to take this challenge on, there's a thing on the History Channel called "The Men Who Built America." Again, this documentary is called "The Men Who Built America." Just because they might not be here in body, they definitely here in spirit. And they still control the wheels of America. So that's why you have to do your due diligence to check where the money is tied to. It's not necessarily going to give you a solution because we talking old-timey money, and old-timey money got tentacles everywhere. That's why people end up getting excommunicado out of this joint. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate the breakdown, and I believe it to be true because that's how we got to look at it around here. The stadium, once again, I'm going to harp on that because it's our latest oppressor here in DC. The stadium is connected to money that's from the NFL, which is connected to more old money. And then there's another developer that makes it off of it because then you got to have what? You got to have parking lots. You got to have security. You got to have, now they talking about putting a casino on that mother. Excuse me, I ain't going to curse this Monday. But they talking about putting a casino on that joint. So everybody and their mother in here trying to get paid while the people who are going to be impacted by the runoff, by the actual things that are coming out of the addiction that's going to be running there. We already had people stealing rims while people were hitting flats. Now you're going to bring that over to a spot that you just said already had crime problems. Like, what are we doing here? But then also, since I got the floor, B. Marie, I saw you and your question about how I felt about the energy that Dave Chappelle brought to the space we're doing the new special. But I don't want to take away from Brother Mick's dialogue yet. But I'll hit on that when Brother Mick is ready.
No, go ahead. We can get to it.
Oh, word. All right, man. Listen. So I always appreciate when Dave Chappelle comes through, man. You know, it don't do nothing for me personally, but I like the energy that it brings because now he brought attention to what we're dealing with here in DC somewhat. You know, like we don't got a lot of power here in the nation's capital. And even though we dress it up well, we still no different than anybody else. We got people lying to us in our face. We got people polluting us and still charging us to kill us. You know, so we got our own battles happening here. But what I appreciated about the Dave Chappelle special is that it started off a little rough, right? People were kind of talking about the transgender jokes and everything like that, and they got turned off. But if you stay through all of that, the way that man connected history to where we are now, and what made me laugh about it is because he brought up somebody that Brother Elliot often talks about, which is Jack Johnson, and how it really just started from them being upset from this coveted thing, which was the heavyweight championship being taken over by somebody they consider to be a mongrel and unworthy of it, and how in addition to that, you know, he was taking the ultimate prize outside of that belt. He had also had a fondness for their women, and we ain't been right since. I didn't know, although Brother Elliot probably did talk about it, that they had a mass like what did he say, Mick? He said that they did like a whole when they go and they start burning stuff, looting and all that other stuff.
No, rioting,
Rioting. Thank you.
lynching.
They did lynchings and riotings because they were so upset by this. And so then he fast forwarded to how you could see some of that happen. Oh yeah. Not Logan Paul. It was his brother. They got Jake Paul. He got two new titanium fixtures in his jaw because that man gave him a high kick to the
But
jaw.
I want to speak on that. Good morning, Sandra Nichols Martin. But let me tell you what's a fallacy in that. This person got to make. Did you see how much money Logan Paul made?
Oh, you talking about Jake Paul or
My
Logan?
bad, I'm Logan.
Jake.
Jake, the one that got whooped.
Yeah, Jake.
Did you see how he got did? He
Yeah.
should have never. No. He got made 140 million. How you go from a YouTube? Now just look at this. This just show you the BS in America, and I'm gonna keep it 100. They more matter that he got his ass whooped because if you see what his brother said, oh, AJ went off script. AJ didn't go off script. AJ said this is boxing. This is what you want to get in. That's why when people thought, oh, Mike Tyson, he would Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson could have took him out at that age. This just show you the BS that it was doing. That you can take a YouTuber, and he was able to make down there 300-400 million from boxing, and was not even a real boxer. That should make you think. And then when they say, oh, he knocked out this person. Let's say he did, but Tyrone Woodley not a boxer, he an MMA fighter. Why he didn't fight him in the sport that he was doing? This just show you how crazy this stuff is.
People buy the hype, which is what ultimately Dave Chappelle was saying. Like, listen, you can think if you want through conspiracy, and I think that we all can say now that no conspiracy has some permanent fixtures for us. But at the end of the day, you owe it to yourself to either speak the truth to it, do your due diligence to fact check it while you're sitting here giving your opinion in public spaces. And then also remember that the narrative ain't never been created to keep us all unified. It's always been created to make us divided. So I like the fact that he gave a all call for him as a public figure that everybody respects his voice. If you ever hear him say this particular thing, you know that he has been compromised and don't listen to nothing else he got to say after that. And do you know the next day, that was all that was in the headline? Dave Chappelle says this thing, I stand with these people, and they took it and ran with it.
But you know what it is, because they feel like, listen, let's be honest. And this is where I kind of fall out, where I get mad with all these other groups. When they say, well, you can get on here and use the N-word if you want to. You can see them in movies. We can watch them. We can watch all these movies, right? But his comedy, it shouldn't be, as they say, it shouldn't be censored. That's what I don't like. They trying to censor it now. Why y'all want to censor the truth?
Because who does the truth benefit?
Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to bring out. See, they want people to think everything is just, and this is just my humble opinion coming from what I see with the liberals. They want, and understand, and I'm a Democrat, but to me is like they want to act like they better. And don't get me wrong. They try to act like they better than what the Republicans on what they do. All you gotta do is just go look what we got going on here. Democratic City. Hey, B. Marie. To me, that was a whole nother level thing there at that turning point. That right there. But I'll tell you this. That dude Myron Games got his wake-up call. You see, they ain't let him in turning point. But do you see how, what I do love about it, you see how Candace Owens, she was the darling of them at one time, but now they can't stand her. Candace Owens was the darling of them, but now they can't stand her. But as far as JD Vance on some of the stuff, at them type of get-togethers, you can say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like Tucker, I'm laughing at people who mad at Tucker Carlson right now. He was the darling of them when he was going along with what they were saying, but as soon as he went against this situation,
Mm-hmm.
he going against the true conservative. They mad as hell at him right now. They mad at Tucker Carlson. They mad at Candace. Candace was the darling when she was spewing that hate on blacks. When she was down in blacks and can talk about, was going at the Democrats. Oh, she was the darling of the town. Why they hate her now?
I for their sakes, I would hope that they would be considering it to be a space of privilege, that they still got some sort of use for them. Because back in the day, according to my history books, whenever you became problematic and you used to be a part of the team, they made you disappear.
No, Mark Hutchinson, they wouldn't hide it. If people would have went back and watched Minister Farrakhan, I wanted to do him when Trump was running. When he said Trump was pulling back the onion of civility, didn't nobody want to listen. That man only been coming on here telling you how far this was going to go. Didn't nobody want to listen. But now we acting like it's strange what we hear. This ain't nothing new what you been getting told. This ain't nothing new. And here we is. Said the Vice President of the United States spoke at a Klan rally. I said it. And what's so funny to me, this one is so funny to me. Did you know all of them were so-called Christians? Them Christians.
Devoted.
Them Christians. Them Christians. But what people keep forgetting, when they was hanging the Negroes back in the early, them was Christians then. What's different from the Christian then to the Christian now? They was Christians when we was on the plantation. They was Christians when we got off the boat. What's the difference from them Christians now, back then, to the ones in 2025? What's wrong with? Ain't nothing changed. Like, listen, what you was talking earlier, what you said, just because that person might be gone, is no longer here. The framers of the Constitution ain't no longer here, but they ain't going to. But they still with that Constitution. They understanding is still the same, man.
And the crazy thing is the Constitution is a living document, and that simply means that it is forever changing. Every generation that comes behind, there's something that's supposed to be improved upon with this particular document. It hasn't been signed, sealed, and delivered as being thing that is just set in stone. And that is the beauty of the democracy that we're supposed to be dealing in, or allegedly we're dealing in. Is that every generation has a different need and different representation of need per the times. And it's supposed to be amended and changed to meet the need of the collective of the United States of America. Just that little tidbit of racism, classism, and all the other isms that makes it hard to do.
No, I'm looking at what, because you right, Tony Terry, they was mad when the Democrats used Cardi B and all of them, right, the rappers. And they had Nicki Minaj, which I know Myron Gaines probably about ready to have a nervous breakdown. They ain't let him in and they let Nicki in, but you got to understand, and I get it. And some of us might be mad, but this is where, now Nicki Minaj, all that stuff she was saying, right? Nicki know who she get her money from. Nicki know who she get her money from. This ain't nothing new.
That's the crazy part. For her to make so much money off the hip hop community, and she was waving her flags, Trinidad this and black that, and now you step her wife.
But you know what? It goes back to the shit FBA. Look at, and I hate to bring it up. You're right. When they said what he gave him, Beamer, who just put this up here? Kenneth said, hey, Jamal Bryant said the order has been put out. They want all Haitians out by February 2nd. Wow.
Yeah. And people still went to her concerts, and people still gave her money. And people still calling themselves, I don't even know what Nicki
What did Malcolm say? What did Malcolm say? They put these entertainers as y'all leaders in front of y'all, and we soak it up. We soak it up. We think no different than when Snoop Dogg them came up here for this water crisis. Anytime you come up here and raise money, you ain't want to come back and see what was going on with it. If I give out $10, I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like when they be talking about we got to donate, what is going to it? Because I like everybody else. That's why I be serious when they give us, when y'all help us. I make sure what we go do with it to show you what this went to. I, that's why I have no problem to show you what I'm doing. That's why I come in January. I'm trying to raise 50,000. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you what we trying to do. I'm not trying to sit up here. I done seen too many people been played. I'd have been played. That's why I don't want to play people. That be my whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help where you really help. I understand what being taken advantage of is. Like I said, they had us up here screaming, bring back the water pods when people knew they had been paid, the water pods wasn't coming back. That's just like when Kamala Harris came here. You saw Democrats, they was all together that day. See, me, I wouldn't give a damn if I was a Democrat and you was a Democrat. If me and you was beefing here, oh, you best believe when we got in front of I don't give a fuck if you was running, who was coming here. It could have been, like I said, the king would come in here. It could be, I'd have told, no, I don't deal with her. I'm just telling you how I would do. I couldn't do no faking and shaking because the president come in here, you running an election, and we got people up here. See, like, I don't be getting it, how they be smiling with these people. Like, it throws me off. It make me like you playing with us because you got us out here. You want to get, and I understand why people who don't want to get up, like, I'm not finna get up to put you in a position where they think they can come to you the super Negro to keep us quiet on the plantation.
I mean, but they quiet as is kept. They've always used our inability to commit to give me death or give me liberty against us.
Yeah.
And because we truthfully don't want to. It's my belief, right?
Mm-hmm.
That because nobody wants to be the person to have to kind of sleep with one eye open every night of your life.
You ain't lying.
For the sake of making sure that everybody else is safe, especially because even as an organizer or even an advocate, whatever label people want to put on me in my space, it's a thankless job from time to time because you do come across those people that you have to like elevate voiceful and speak to the importance of the things that we need, the simple things, and then they turn around and just blow all your care out the water because they showing them that part, the narrative that they use to be able to say this is why we treat them the way we treat them. So it's not a connected mission of like, let's be our best selves so that we can keep everybody centered around maintaining us being our best selves. People like the rat. They like the struggle. They like victim mode. Some people. And that's the hard part. Like, I'm fighting for what? Idiocracy? I'm fighting for people to go back out here and put on the scullies and be killing us and stuff like that. So it's a battle amongst us internally as Black people before we even get to a space of being able to wake up and really fight the real villain, the people that you don't see, the wizard. We're never going to make it to the wizard because we're too busy fighting each other.
Shit, you got some of the wizard people that's in your group that's going to fight you before you get to him. Don't just think the wizard controlling them over there. The wizard controlling your side too.
They control. That's why I keep bringing that book up, Winner Takes All. And it talks about how the Koch brothers specifically were putting money into the nonprofit spaces and the grassroots organizer spaces. Yeah. And they had people, and then look at what happened to Fred Hampton. The movement. People who are insecure and not sold that give me death or give me liberty is the way for all of us to really get what we're going to need here.
Yeah.
Are willing to play the villain. They're willing to burn it all down because they don't believe. And that's something that I fear. I mean, I don't believe we'll ever get rid of that. We'll never ever defeat that purpose of like people feeling like that they don't believe that it is better to experience death than to be in shackles.
You ain't lying because you had some who look on that boat ride coming. Some I'd rather die than be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was coming to what was going on. Like some just not gonna do it, and that's why if you just go by Kunta, they chopped his foot off. Not one, then they chop both foot. He can quit running. Some people you just not gonna be able to put on there like that. And good morning, Lorna. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, Smokey Swiss, you can have her. I'm not saying she can be bought. Shit, the Democrats might come and pay for it. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing new. We done seen so many people go over there. Like everybody was loving Donald Trump until he ran for president. Did people forget that? The Clintons loved him. You know, he was dealing with the rappers. Everybody was loving him until he became, when he wanted to run for president, and he did it as a Republican. They know what he doing. That's just like right now. We seeing this man sitting up confiscating Venezuela boats because I'm the president. I want to take it. Basically, finna start another war. This is like, we think Trump got all the power, he can do this. No, Trump, it's like this mayor got majority control. The Republicans in control. That's just like with the Epstein file. That's why I don't want to hear nothing about him. But see, it's so easy for them to do Bill Cosby. Now you know this. You know this. They don't want to show them. Oh, they cover so much stuff up. You got Ro Khanna and somebody else want to write up to impeach Pam Bondi. Do all this. They knew what they was doing. What I tell you, when they gave up Bill Clinton, he's then 100 years old, a former president, telling on him now what's that's gonna prove, Yogi?
That it happened. Now what?
But he's the only one. Why you covering up from other people? You know what they said? Oh, because this people would influence billionaires. They like, we can't lock them up. We lock y'all asses up. This is really what you getting told. Even we'll give you Bill Clinton, but y'all ain't gonna do nothing to him. Oh, his wife divorcing him. Like she can go make some more kids or something. She divorcing him when they both down there running down 200. I mean, like, wow. Trump been there. I mean, but common sense, all of them been like that. Just not, I mean, the way this thing is set up. That's why you can hear y'all about to see come next year, and next year is upon us. Why you think so many people come next week? We're in the new year, right? Thursday.
I can't even keep it. I stopped counting. I swear I did because I'm scared.
Next year, right? Next year we're in a whole. Listen, we're in a new year. You then nobody. Only two people that came out and said they running. Two people. Your current mayor and Michael Clark said he running for state rep. Only two people in the city of Flint. Everybody else keeping a secret until February. This finna be like Sharon Moore relationship, the best kept secret in Ann Arbor. So we finna have the best kept secret who running for anything in Michigan, men in Flint. It's just some of this is crazy though that we finna go through. You finna hear people tell you, oh, the water not this and that. Yeah, we gonna go down to Lansing. As soon as them jokers get in that seat, they gonna be down in Lansing. Well, we got to find out, B. Marie, who running for mayor. All we know is Mayor Neely.
I know Brother Elliott and I were talking for a little bit about some of the questions that you can ask council members, or just some people who like coming up to say that they want to run for your election. What are some of the things that you need to be looking out for in order to see whether or not these people are worth backing? You know, there are some things that you can do to protect yourselves from letting a complete takeover of supervillains happen. I think that your mayor has already given you all the receipts that you needed to possibly not support him. I think it's more so about the people that he got in his pocket that are voting. And then again, I mean, Flint is a vicious place, man, because As being somebody who worked in the election space here in DC and also as a signature verifier, that was dastardly. That was crazy. I wasn't even in the room to physically see with my own eyes, and you could see what was happening there. Ray Charles could see what was happening there. So I know Flint is a totally different ballgame, and maybe most of us in this chat, if we're not directly in Flint, have been used to. But it's still the option to try to lean more on your community than you do on your government. So hopefully, Brother Elliot, I'll leave it to him to make that maybe members only conversation pop for the Flint, Michigan crew. But it's some ways to try to at least get ahead of some of these evil villains that's going to be coming out these corners and dark alleys on y'all. Yeah, let's work together on that one. You ain't got to totally go down, but at least you ain't get no new villains on the front foot without them being vetted and having to work for it.
I know the first thing they should ask for clean water.
What's your stance on? Listen, that's the first question. What's your stance on the status of the water, and what do you plan to do about it? And if it don't sound like something that's ready to rock, then you leave them right where they at. Don't you give them not one vote, not one, not even a conversation, not even a platform to talk on. That's crazy.
But yo, can you really if you do, can you really stop them when you got the clerk office?
No, that's why I said, man. I get hyped up on what on the should and not what is. And I know Flint got a special kind of way of doing politics. So I'm coming in with wishful thinking in hopes that it trickles down to some help in Flint. But man, y'all got a team on y'all, man. I can say I ain't never seen nothing like it, but then I'd be lying to somebody who read history books.
Goldie. Everybody was listening. I was in the crowd.
Dastardly Five, Mick. I ain't lying. When I tell the story here in DC, I be like, man, they got these people going to Dastardly Five, man, and they mean with it.
Hey, Yogi, I'm telling you what I know. I was here live in action. We over there, we waiting on the numbers to come out. LaShawn came in third. She didn't make it to the next go round. We like, yeah. I'm sitting up like, yeah, okay. It's gonna be between Biggs and AC. I'm like, the city of Flint can't stand AC. I was right on that one.
Yeah.
He'd never be elected. Lo and behold, did we hear she running in as a write-in?
They showed you something, didn't they?
Like, yeah.
Hey, listen, Mark, you've heard me say 20 times over, and I'll continue. As long as I get an invite off the Chitlin Circuit to be here before you today, I will never speak as an authority of anything that is related to Flint. I'm always a spectator from the chat first and now live on your StreamYard to the YouTube. And so I believe that to be true. I just have ideas, and once again, that's why I speak to people like Brother Mick or Brother Elliot or the chat to see, hey, has it been tried before? Would you consider trying this? And if it don't work, I have a clear understanding. Y'all got a whole new supervillain quadrant in the special place of Flint, Michigan.
And check this out. 41.5% of Michigan is covered by water, the highest percentage of any U.S. state. You got to understand, we're covered by that.
I mean, the Great Lakes, DC ain't told me much, but y'all do have a bit of access to, I said the Great Lakes, right? Like DC ain't told me much, so I might be exposing the lack of DC education that they gave me. But y'all are, that makes sense. Y'all are surrounded by water, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, and Flint might be a small space in the grander scheme of things, but they still need a place to still make money.
Yeah. That's why when you that's what I'm saying. Even with the election, it ain't guaranteed it's gonna be fair. If that election, it's too much on the line. Don't you know this mayor wouldn't let listen, you would think that's your friend. Like you and this person might be fighting together. Yeah, we're gonna do this and that. That mayor come in, next thing you know, he's a good person. Oh, you'll hear your friend say, I'm like Dave Chappelle. Let me say this, family. This how we gonna know who would Neely. If a person come on and say they're not a Neely girl or a Neely man, they would Neely. If you hear me say, I'm like Dave Chappelle, Neely a good man. I've been bought off. They got me.
Don't listen to nothing else Mick got to say after that.
They got me. If I come on here saying, they got me. Even though I've been trying to sell out. I've been trying to sell out so long, I done got mad. I don't even want to dare sell out. That's how mad. It ain't even worth it. Selling out is not even worth it.
What can I say? They selling 30% to Nestle.
Listen, who you buying that water from? Hey, Mark, he is. Neely's a political animal. I gotta play the game different. Neely has no thoughts or ideas. Neely just count votes. The opponent has to do the same.
They already got the landscape set. They don't need nobody that's coming in there with brand new ideas and things. They need somebody to execute.
Listen, they got their plantation rolling smooth. They just they Negroes in line. And they brought one. They brought a HNIC in. They brought one in doubt that'll go with the plan. That's why you can hear certain people saying, "New one, strong and I never seen in my life."
I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I was in the chat when A10 had it on the live, man, and I was just like, "Damn, hold on, wait a minute. I just got finished doing that. That shit was unmistakable. It was about 10 or 20 of them joints that had the same, you know."
Facts, Alan. No, let me tell you something. No. We had a person show up. This one, I knew this. I said it's fixed. A person showed up. This, I'm gonna put allegedly because I wasn't there. This is what was told to me.
Yes, allegedly.
Yeah, no, this is straight up allegedly, but it was a political get together I was at. Individual came up, and this one I knew the game was rough. Matter of fact, I want to say, I forgot who was that. The motherfucker came and got a plate. The person they wasn't even voting for came up there and got a plate and said, "Yeah, LaShawn, daughter, allegedly." Damn, I'm gonna supposed to say the name. Said, "Yeah, they didn't. I wasn't there." The person came back. I said, "They told you." I said, "He told you while he was eating the person's plate." I said, "Lord have mercy." When I tell you, was eating the person plate, said, "Yeah, they felt it. I let them fill it out and they took it down there." I was like, damn, when they came, it's like, man, the man over there right now, he telling them the story. I was like, I ain't going over there. It was over there by some 810 ops was over there. They was telling it too. So I'm sitting over there. Then when it got back to me and went, I was like, that's crazy. I said, man, you can go take that they can go to jail for that. I'm saying this man, they said, man, he was knocking down the food he was eating. I said, why would he come get a plate? I said, man, I'd have took my mother. I'm telling you, I'd have been, you over here at my candidate spot and you over here eating the plate, you gonna get a plate, but you voted for the other side.
Man, audacity runs rampant everywhere, no matter what part of the map you on. Audacious.
That's what I'm just telling you, but people was allegedly, was telling them that the said individual was filling out the absentee ballots and turning them in for them. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Are you serious?
I mean, that's how you can tell it's really over. Signed, sealed, and delivered when people are just saying things out in the open without feeling like there's going to be any repercussions.
Yeah.
Like I said, who's going to check me? And when you know ain't nobody there to check you in the way that you deserve.
Where? Listen, Yogi, when I heard it, it blew my mind. I said it's fixed. Ain't nothing going to happen. That's why I'm like, who running it? All I can go is by when I seen the former mayors, the black ones. Their asses was getting dragged down the court. This the first black mayor I seen, first black council people I seen vote for their own shit and don't nothing happen to them. What's up, cuzzo? Ain't nothing happened to him. I'm telling you, I would love to sit up here and be like, no, all the black mayors got to do this. I would love to tell you that. I would love to say it.
Hey, I told you, I think y'all man was chatting it up with ours at Martha's Vineyard, so I feel your pain.
No, that's what it is. They probably would. If you go look at how many really black mayors in the United States is really doing for their cities.
I mean, you got a few. Baltimore's
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
really good.
How
Yeah,
many?
well, not yeah, a few, right? Probably as many as the word spells. 3.
Yeah, and that's my point with the whole fiasco. Is like it's like to me, I see the beef between Liddell and Neely. I don't see Neely really nobody else, but Liddell only got Leon that's gonna vote for her. Neely got the other 3, and with Leon that's gonna vote for him, and probably can pick one off every blue moon from over at the 4 to get his 5th vote to get what he wants.
Maybe that'll be what it take if they vote against her for her to, like everybody once they feel like they ousted from the regular circle, then they come and they do their apology tour via I wrote a book. So maybe
Why
y'all
you?
will find out soon enough who's really running it. If those votes don't turn out the way that Liddell wants, she'll write a book and let y'all know who the wizard really is.
Now, how did he get so much control like this? Neely got the 5 on council, the clerk office, the police chief, fire chief, and the judges.
Mm, that's
How
half
did
of
he get all that? Just think about it. You seen people was trying to get PPOs, they can't get them. But if you're on the right situation, you can get them.
That's a long time, Alan Lynch.
Yeah, because they had it. Listen, this whole thing is they're not gonna let these. Why you think they fighting against so hard to say that the water not fixed? That's why I love that the Republicans coming in and saying cut that money. Well, you said the water was fixed. Threw it right back up in his lap in the mayor and in the governor lap, the mayor and the governor lap. But they fighting for the 8.3 million. They said they need it for the programs. Is the EPA saying the water? I wouldn't drink it. That's why I was saying earlier. And I know I would like, because, he a better man than me. As far as when he said, Candace, she got a water lab. This is the 7-4 councilwoman. She got a water testing lab.
Really?
I wouldn't use her for nothing. You don't think them people could come in and pay her off? You could. Only closest thing she said, I wouldn't drink it without a filter on it. That's why I would tell people, bring that first when you turn it on water. Don't let it run for 4 minutes and let it clean up. No, bring that when you turn that joker on with that filter on. Bring it right on. She might get half the metals, and bring it up there and see if she'll drink it. This is how you can stop a person from lying all the fucking time. This is how you can make them stop lying. Bring a gallon of water up there and say no. Do a video. Go live as you filling it up. Go live and come on down and tell them. Put it on Facebook.
They love
They
Facebook.
can see the process. Yeah, show the process, and that you're gonna bring it to them so they can drink it. Show the process, and let's see if the 7-4 councilwoman, because she said she would drink it if she wouldn't drink it without a filter. So give her some of that good poison filter water, and let's see if she'll drink. That's how you can stop them from lying. You will stop her from lying. They don't want to do it. I would do the same thing for the mayor since it's the most tested. Let's see you drink this most tested water. She ain't a fool. Shit, he want to be here to enjoy that money. I'm just telling you, shit, that ain't nothing like getting some money and you don't get to enjoy it. They take you, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but that's a real thing, though. If you believe it, then do it. Let me see you do it.
Yogi, they don't believe it. They don't believe it.
If they don't believe it, why should other people?
All you gotta do is look where his what Neely coming from, his voting base is at. Anytime they tell you get 20% of the black vote, you don't even need 50% of the black vote. Said get 20%.
20.
Where's that other voting base coming from?
The wizard.
So you got to look and see if is they mad at him yet. Because whoever over there telling them to vote for him, is they mad at him yet? You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to look at it. That's just like with his wife. They're going to go in that booth. They're going to see, oh, Cynthia Neely on there. Let's vote for her again. What has she done? She been there. That's all. I mean, just name recognition. Not it's like the voters, but it ain't so much that and how the shit get caught up with the blacks. You know how blacks is. But we got to vote. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go with her. They don't give a damn. They just, look, we've been getting tricked. We've been getting tricked, taking the worst. And I mean, this 2019, it's been terrible. Like I told you, I seen people that was rolling with Mays that's rolling with his ops now. Seriously. I mean, some of the stuff, like, I'm telling you, some of the stuff I done seen, his people that was rolling with him, that's why I be looking like, can you call any of these people friends?
That made me think about that song, Friends.
Yeah.
How many of us have them? Yeah.
But they gonna want you to vote.
It is the season. Like you said, how many more days we got until
Thursday is the first next week. Remember, today the 22nd. Christmas is Thursday.
That's a hell of a timeline, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you and that's the national level. It's finna feel funky around here in a minute. Hey, Kenneth, but they not going. But that's what they wanted you to focus on, the lead. They can keep you focusing on one. Like I said, I've been doing a good thing. All I can go is by what I done seen. I knew I done took my aunties. I mean, I had auntie. I would be dropping off when they would need me to come through to take her to her dialysis. I never seen this many dialysis places popped up like this when I was coming up. I never seen it. Seriously, that's why you see me when like, as far as me on my health kick, I do that, and not trying to say, oh, people gonna follow me, but hell, you need to do something. Get on it, and y'all bathing and been messing with that water. This the part. How do you try to clean yourself? That's why you be saying, oh, I be doing detoxing. I'm saying that hoping that one day they'll be doing that, man. That's like you study putting this poison in you. You already been bathing in poison. No telling how long you been drinking the bad water. What's the solution to help these people? Because evidently your government not gonna do it. What's the next solution? You know what I'm saying? Exercise. I mean, I try to do, put you up on something. Like you go on my page. I have crazy on there and I have educational on there too. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm human. I like to throw some comedy stuff on there, but I try to throw more truth and BS on my Facebook page. But I try to throw stuff about the health and everything. I mean, like you say that we have a food desert. We have a food desert. Who made the food desert? Who put the stores on the outskirts?
It's all by design. But somewhere in between, we forgot that the design plans existed. You know, we believed the hype that we was all the same and we had grew into this nation that all of a sudden cared about everybody's experience and didn't want to make money off the people and use us as cattle and test experiments. And now here we are back again in the end of 2025 and we realize that was a lie.
Yeah. Good morning, Luana Terry. That's what I'm trying to see and don't get me wrong, I hate what happened to Miss Gladys Williams. I hate what happened to Delegate Sandy and her daughter, but that's what been happening to us to the inner city. Police been whooping our ass. They can have a bad day. We got a bad day.
And still continue to do so.
Yeah.
And that's nationwide. That's not just Flint. They doing it everywhere.
Yeah.
And continuously done it and still continue to do it under Black leadership. So we can't even get any respect and care for the places we've been and the places we are now by our own people. You can really know that whoever the wizard is, one thing is still true. They don't give a damn if you don't got the money to make decisions or got the power to even meet them at the table that they meet at. We'll never know what that table look like. You ain't got enough money to drop to get a dinner plate.
Yeah, facts. That's what Reginald Davis, thank you for tapping in. That's why I put them like had the thumbnail what it is because we'll use your own and pass these laws and ain't nothing. What you gonna say then? We can control them from the background. We can have them do everything we need. And I mean, I'm telling you, that's where we at right now. You better sit up and believe like the stuff that's going on. And I do believe in other cities that doing it. Flint was just the example how you can get away with it. So what do you think the next city that come through these problems going to go through? Flint is the playbook on how you do it. Pay the right influencers. Now we can call them influencers now. Instead of giving them activists, we can pay the right influencers that'll tell you this and this, and you can go with it. Because that's all they doing. Just to me, them unconcerned pastors was influencers. Melissa Mays an influencer. Whether we want to believe it or not, them was influencers. They got right up in here, then when they get called out, you didn't see them no more. You know what I'm saying? You got any last words, Yogi?
In fact, I do. Man, listen, I normally see you good people on Friday, so I'm inclined in my spirit to say $5 Friday is a real thing. In case I don't get to be the one to remind you of it, listen, it don't have to be $5 Friday for you to do your part and make sure that this good man to my left, maybe your right, maybe up from me or down from me, has what he needs to continue to give you the news that you can use. So you can do that by either hitting the super chat where we get ready to log off, but you know what it is, 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30-ish, maybe a little later than that. The good people will be coming to you with the news that you can use for Flint specifically. But outside of that, 810 does have it. There you go. Trevor said it, hashtag Money Monday. We do have a cash app that you can go ahead and pass your blessings along to the great team at 810 News Media Group because they truly do at least give you the information to at least help you make better decisions. And we want to make sure we keep that going. As always, I appreciate having the opportunity to be off of the Chitlin Circuit so that I can let y'all know what's happening in these nation capital streets because it ain't all what they saying it is. We struggling too, and we the nation's capital, so we gonna struggle. You damn sure best believe you could be possibly struggling too. And so we all here today is to make sure that we know the truth, we can operate in the truth, and we can do better to bring people closer to the truth. So I appreciate having this time with you guys. And as always, be safe. Be smart, read a couple of books, and I'll see y'all in the chat. That's all I got, Brother Nick.
And thank you, new one, for the $5 super chat. That keep speaking the truth. And we'll see y'all at 6. I think Winter's coming in tonight. She is. I'll let y'all know. 6, she said. Thank you, Terry Nixon. My bad. Concrete Jungle said he got 5 on it.
We appreciate that. You speak my language.
And 5 on it, you heard? Thank you, Concrete Jungle. And we will see y'all tonight. 6s. If not, y'all know I'll be on Talking Junk with y'all. And I'll find somebody to come on with me. Be patient, family. See you at 6.
Peace.
Facts.